one time, a long, long time ago when I was maybe 14 or 15 or 16 or something. Probably not 16. Anyway, I was in this farmhouse that we were moving out of. I was living with my parents and my brothers and sister, and we were moving out of this farmhouse, and I just wanted to spend one more night there alone. So everyone was gone, and I was there by myself, and I was sitting in the middle of the kitchen, sort of like I am now, just on a chair with my legs crossed. And I was playing my guitar, and I was all into it and into the zone and everything, and then I felt this tug on my hair, like someone pulled it, kind of. And I was like, that's weird, but, you know, maybe I was just really in the zone and got snapped out of it or whatever. So I got back to my playing and singing and everything, and then I felt this other tug, and it was harder on this other side of my head, and I got pretty freaked out, and all of my hair stood up, and I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, it's okay, don't worry about it, you know, you're in the middle of the country at a farmhouse, it's freaky. So I just kept on playing, and then I was playing my guitar, and then all of a sudden there was this thump, thump, thump to the beat right beside me, and it was super loud, and I could feel it, and I jumped out of my chair, and I ran outside, and I got into my parents' truck that I wasn't old enough to drive yet, and I drove through the countryside into my friend's house, and I spent the night there, and that's one of my ghost stories.
Ghost stories, we're supposed to be telling ghost stories. So, a ghost story. I worked at this place in this town called Oakville for a very short time, but while I was there, it's a restaurant, and I was in the basement in the main freezer getting something out, I think, or something. I can't remember. I was downstairs, and you have to go down this giant wooden stairway, which then has a landing, and then there's like 5 or 6 more steps coming down the other way, but it's partitioned, so you can't see up the stairs. And you have to go down it to get to where I was, and I heard someone coming down the stairway, so I was gonna be a smartass, and I was gonna scare the shit out of them, and I snuck up to that first partition, and I jumped around and screamed boo or whatever, you know, like just to freak them out. But the scary thing was, oh, my hair's getting all weird, is that there was nobody there. And I screamed like a girl and ran away.
So some time ago I worked in a hotel, and it was haunted, and I probably shouldn't say what hotel it was because I signed some kind of confidentiality agreement, but it was completely haunted, especially room 402. Anything on the 4th floor, actually. Things that would happen, I would be at the front desk, and someone would call down from the room. And this one particular time, these people called and said, hi, there's this little girl, and she's jumping on the bed, and she won't leave. And I said, okay, I don't know who she is, but we'll send somebody up. And then all of a sudden the line went dead quiet, and I'm like, hello? Hello? And the person on the other end of the phone said, she just disappeared. And we'd have things like that all the time. Sometimes people would, in the morning, they'd come down and say their bed was shaking at a certain time of night, or the light switches went off and on and off and on. And yeah, it was pretty haunted. I eventually did see that little girl in the hotel. I didn't really know what to think of it when everyone was saying they saw it. I never saw it. I didn't know if it was true or if people came knowing that the hotel had a reputation for being haunted. But being as I worked on the 4th floor, which was the most haunted floor, I did eventually see her. My office had a door in it that went up to the attic, and one day I was just working up there by myself. What are you doing? And I heard something in the attic, and I figured it was squirrels or something, because it was fall, that time of year where they're all looking for somewhere to nest. So I opened the attic door, and I turned on the light, one of those pulley light bulb things. And at the top of the stairs, I saw someone staring back at me with a little dress and blonde hair. And I just shut the door quickly, grabbed my coat, and went home.
I once woke up while I was possessed by some kind of demonic force.
What happened?
My face was slamming into a pillow as I heard someone screaming.